I would not pay myself $20 an hour to go grab something that I don't want to grab over and over. But this little guy greatly enjoys this task. So if there's something that you're currently paying someone, whatever it is, any amount of money, if they don't enjoy it or they're not good at it, don't have them do it. This little guy, look at that, focus. He's locked in. He knows what he wants. And I can say, leave it. He's disappointed. I can say, go get it. And now he's stoked. Look at that wag. Give. Now, if I tell him to do something he's not good at, work. Ready? Leave it and file my taxes. Leave it. He is not gonna file my taxes, and he's disappointed that he's not doing something he's good at. Work, go get it. But if I give him the right task, leave it, then he's stoked. Stop giving yourself stupid tasks. If you are bad at a task, that is your brain telling you, hey, I'm not optimized for this. If you feel like you're stressed and you're trying to avoid doing something, that is your brain telling you, you are not the person for this. Because if you've got a job or a goal or a mission, that's like a pull. There's no effort that you have to put in to want to do that. You don't have to trick yourself into it. This little guy will bring me sticks all day long because he thinks for some reason this is his life mission to go grab sticks. Now, he didn't even look at that and he ran right to where it was. I am not going to be that good. Leave it. Good boy. I'm not going to be that good at something that I don't like and I don't have a bunch of skills in. So spend your time in a more optimized way. If there's something you are good at, lock all of your time into that. If there's something you're passionate about, lock all your time into that. But do not be the owner operator, the technician who is going to be absolutely stuck trying to micromanage, trying to do every single little thing in the name of saving money. It might seem contradictory off some of my other videos, but there are times to save money, there are times to spend money. But if you aren't having a lead problem, if you can generate work in business, if you aren't having an issue coming up with work, do not spend your time on things that you're not good at, and don't spend your time on things that you could pay less for someone else to do. It's the whole idea of valuing your time and money. Everyone's talked about it, but I feel like a lot of times the crux is kind of missed. If I have to spend an extra $200 a month on a cleaning service, that's money that I should not be spending. But if I'm wasting 10 hours cleaning my house and I can hire a cleaning service to do it, they're probably going to get it done in 5 hours and I'm not doing it. And those 10 hours that I spent, I promise you I make more than $20 an hour. So for the same exchange, I'm paying them less than I'm spend wasting, and it's twofold. Because if I'm saying, even if I'm saying I only make 20 an hour, now I am not making money with that time. So I did spend the time, I spent the $200 of hours, but I also did not make any money during that. So I threw away $400. If there's something you're good at and you make money with it and you don't have a shortage of leads, by all means, hire out the stuff that you are not passionate and not good at. Give. Ready? Sit. Hesitation. He can do that. He doesn't like it. Down. Sit up. Roll over. You're muddy now, buddy. Can you sit? And can you little ups? Little ups. That's a good boy. Can you leave it? Go get it. Which one of those things does he like doing? Again, this is a dog example. I'm just using this as an excuse to hang out with my little guy. But yes, you spend extra money having VAs and having assistants and subcontractors and consultants. You spend money with that. If there's any of those things that you enjoy doing or you're good at, don't hire those out. I don't even go to the gym. I'll work out by building something, working on a house. That's the reason I still do construction. I get my workout in because I enjoy crafting something. So if there's something you need to do, find a way to enjoy it so that it's easy to do and you're pulled towards that activity. And if there's something you're really good at, Try to find a way to do everything you do in that lens, or fill more of your time with that. You enjoy life more, you make more money, and you're not doing stuff you hate. You will die. You're not here forever. You're not here that long. And someone else might actually enjoy doing the thing you're sucking at right now. So it's just, 1, it's selfish. 2, it's impractical. And 3, you're just being stubborn for virtue that someone else told you exists. It's not a real virtue. It's just a miscommunication. If you are starting completely from scratch and you have no money, you have no business, don't hire anything out. But as soon as you have leads figured out, or hear me out, if you don't have leads, but you know you have to spend X amount of hours to generate some leads, then you have to look at the lifetime value of that situation. How much money are you making from the time you spend generating leads? It's more abstract, it's a lot harder to calculate, but you should do those calculations, especially if you're new and in the beginning, or even like you've got a team of 5 or less. That shit's really important to calculate, because then you can put a value of what that's worth per hour. And you absolutely need to do that, because then you won't go home and wash the dishes if you don't like washing the dishes. If you can find someone to do it for $30 an hour, $40 an hour, but you know that lead generation gets you $50 an hour, and you like it more than washing the dishes, just do that instead. You will be manipulated in life. You might as well be the one manipulating yourself and doing it in a positive light. If you don't understand how manipulation occurs, you will be a victim of it. If you understand how it occurs, you can make sure that 1, you're not accidentally doing it like a jerk, because a lot of people just grew up in situations where they just thought that was normal. I mean, that came from family members, business partners, whatever. 1, you can make sure you're not the asshole. 2, you can make sure someone doesn't do it to you. And 3, you can weaponize it for good. You can convince yourself to enjoy what you're doing. Genuinely, like, it's not a lie. Objectively, at the end of the day, we fill our day with stuff we do. And we have a bunch of extra labels assigned to it. We have time, we have all these constructs that we invented as humans to try to explain and label our lives. And at the end of the day, nothing's real. Nothing matters unless you make it real and you make it matter and you observe it in your perspective. So you make your life, make it what you want. There's a term going around called you have to eat glass if you're an entrepreneur or a founder. But you could at least make the glass out of sugar, and it can be prop glass. And you can, oh man, so difficult, haha. Meanwhile, unlike everyone else struggling and having the absolute worst time, but then getting rewarded and payoff, you can struggle a shitload less. Cavities instead, it's different trade-offs, but the metaphor is losing me, I'm losing you. The point being, do something in a light that you like, or in a way that you're good at. I'm beating the shit out of this, because otherwise what ends up happening, you end up being a technician or an employee in your own business. And that is, without fail, the most common way that you end up paying your employees more than you make. And they're never gonna see it. And then you're gonna build resentment for them, they'll build resentment for you, shit's gonna go sideways. Quit trying to be the technician. If you want to be able to take a vacation, you want to be able to leave the job for more than a week and make sure everyone's still running. You wanna be able to put the stick down, or give up. Oh God, your hand's so muddy now, mine is. Give, without holding me. Oh, come on, give, good boy. You want that spark of life. Give. Go get it. I lost my train of thought. It's a good dog. Yeah, if you want to be able to take time off, you want to be able to enjoy your life, if you want to be able to hire someone new, take over a responsibility that you have been running, and trust that the whole world won't implode because of it, you cannot be the technician. I think that the book terminology is who, not how, and that's super solid. You need to figure out who is the answer for the solution to the problem that you have found. There's a weird virtue, gatekeeping, whatever buzzword you want to throw at it, of like, oh, you're this pompous schmuck because you hired someone to do something. No, if they enjoy doing that and they're better than you at it and you suck at it and they're genuinely trying to provide jobs for people and feed their family, why are you making sure they can't feed their family so that you can waste money and be bad at stuff? That's just a stupid game. Don't play that game. Genuinely, that is a stupid game. Do not play that game. If you want to be able to vacation, if you want to be able to take the day off, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity arises that would fulfill one of your life's goals, one of your life's dreams, but you got to pack up and hit the plane tomorrow morning. In 5 hours, you got to be packed and go. Can your business run itself? If you are the pin that holds everything together, no, it'll all fall apart. But if you have everything structured in such a way that this could run itself, a 5-year-old could walk up and go, here's the steps, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here's how I run this business. And there's already people in places of management who own their roles, own their decisions, own their passions. You're just the organizer. You as a business owner are supposed to organize and integrate people. Or come here. You ready to get beat? Yeah? You ready to get beat up? Okay, good. I'll go back to playing. I'll stop recording. You're a good guy. Don't do shit you're bad at.